Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am so excited to just sit down and do my makeup with you guys. I feel like I've been so bombarded with lots of like brand content, like stuff that's like sponsored and whatnot. And I do kind of talk a little bit about the sponsored content in today's video, but nonetheless, I'm going to be breaking down how I've been doing my makeup. And this is perfect for any of you guys who, you know, are shooting content as well, or content creators. This is a really camera ready makeup that's still not anything too intense. It's quite natural looking, nothing crazy. But I do work a lot with powders in today's video, which is really shocking. I've kind of found a way as somebody who has dry skin to sort of work with the powders in a specific technique. So I'm going to break that down for you guys as well and everything like that. Let's just jump in today's video because it is going to be a long one, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's just jump right into the look. I am going to apply the Vitamin Enriched Face Base by Bobbi Brown. I did pick this up during the spring saving event at Sephora, and I absolutely have been loving it. It's a product I've used since I was probably first starting to wear makeup when I was a kid. Or not a kid, but when I was, you know, in my teens. It's a product I've always loved. My mom kind of made me use this stuff, and I've always really liked it. I'm gonna be using the By Terry Brightening CC Serum. I've really been liking this. I also have it in this like lighter rose gold color, but it doesn't match my skin tone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my foundation brush. This is my favorite foundation brush by Sephora Collection. It's the number 64. And this I will just kind of apply, and it has a little bit of a tint. This is in the bronze, what color is it in? Sunny Flash. And I love this because it kind of evens out the skin tone, but gives such a brightening and glowy effect, and I absolutely love this. And it's a really like lightweight consistency, which is also really great for this time of year when it's getting really hot. But look at how like fresh and glowy, and it's so lightweight. It's like a serum skincare product mixed with makeup. For my under eyes have been so difficult lately. I find that my under eyes have just been so dark, and I feel like on camera it doesn't look that bad, but there are days where it's bad. So I have been using this Hourglass Vanish concealer, which I do like this formulation, but I do use it in the shade Topaz because it has this like salmony color and it's super creamy. So I just like to put it in the areas where I'm a little bit more blue toned, so like right underneath the eyes, even here on my eyes, pretty crazy. And I just use this as if it's a corrector, and then I'll go on top of it with another product to conceal the corrector and like any other imperfections. So next up, I'm going to conceal, and I'm going to be using the Armani Silk Concealer. I'm going to go in with the shade number 6. It's very light, as you can tell, but it's going to help also brighten and lift and conceal. So I really like to get into the inner corners to help brighten right there, because I feel like a lot of people always forget to like put concealer here as well to help brighten in that dark area. So the way I do the concealer is I just had put a little bit of a line following like the direction of like my eye shape, and then you just go upwards. I'm gonna apply a little bit more right here. And I'm gonna go around the nose, down the nose, and just do like a W, and on the chin. I actually wrote down a couple things that I wanted to sort of just touch base because I have the memory of a goldfish. So the first thing I kind of wanted to update you guys on since I've last sort of chatted with you is Sophie. So if you guys don't know, Sophie is our little Maltese dog or puppy I should say, that we just recently got within the last like two months, I would say. And it's been an adjustment, to say the least. You know, I feel like she's a really great dog, of course, but as pets are, they are a lot of work. And, you know, I thought that it would be easy with this dog, considering if you watched the vlog of when we got it, the video is called Our Family's Growing. I know, sorry about that, by the way. It was super clickbaity. And I had so many messages from people being like, oh my God. People literally would text me and be like, you're pregnant? And I'm like, did you watch the video? Because clearly you didn't. I'm gonna go in with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I've been really liking this, and also using the Patrick Ta contour brush right here. And I'm just going to apply this right, like this just stamps. You can go like this and it like creates that shape. And then I'm gonna go up here. Anyway, so yeah, she's just been really like, it's been difficult for sure. It's an adjustment, especially it's just me. I have the kid to take care of as well and the dog, so it's just sort of like this process. It tests my patience in a way that I never thought it would. I love her so much. I do get frustrated a lot, but I'm gonna put her in like a puppy training school. It basically acts as like doggy daycare, plus like they learn, you know, how to be trained properly, and then I pick her up from the place, I think, and then I like work with her on what she learned that day, rather than like my sister has sent her dog off to like a boot camp basically, and it didn't really work out that well. So, and I kind of like the idea of working with the dog. That way, like, I'm not just being downloaded last minute after 2 weeks of training. I'm just more comfortable with that. I'm just gonna keep moving, because if I don't, I'm never gonna like do this in a timely manner. But if I talk and not mention like what I'm using, I will link everything I use in the description box as usual. I don't know what it is, but I've had this like fascination with my nose, like making it look different. It's fun. I'm gonna take a little bit of that contour and also bring it in the crease of my eyes. And I just sort of like fan it out and make it go kind of like upwards, like flicking it. Creates a lift that's sort of parallel to concealer that's lifted. So yeah, the other thing that's really exciting is I finally paid off my debt. Woo, woo, woo. I'm gonna use the Refi. I can't ever say this properly, I don't know why. So I'm gonna be using the Refi, I don't know how to say this, I should, but I don't. I use the Brow Sculpt, I really love the Brow Sculpt. I don't always use like the other products, but I do still like them, I do use them often. This is the brow gel. If there's one stellar product that I absolutely love, I feel like it's the brow gel. The brow gel is really fabulous, and I just sort of comb through. And you can get pretty wild with this, so I'm just going to create the shape. This is like kind of like the blueprint, and then I go in and fill them in that way. You know, you can do it super bushy, or you can kind of tone it down like I like to. I've been playing a lot around with my brows, like what I can do in terms of like shapes and fullness and thickness and stuff. When you put the brow gel on first, in my opinion, I feel like it's easier to really see where you need to fill in. Lately, I have been using this product. It's the Anastasia Brow Pen in dark brown. It's been sort of a transition trying to adjust to this method because I'm so used to using like a pencil or a powder. This is a little different because you are dealing with a pen. So it's easy to mess up with these. But this one I find is not as super pigmented as some of the other brow pens, because there are some brow pens, if they're really, really pigmented, super easy to go kind of heavy. This one, I just go in and sort of create these flicking motions. So I like to just kind of keep them as natural as possible. Also got this concealer recently, and I thought it was kind of cool. This one is the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Brighten and Conceal Corrector Duo. I haven't really used this underneath my eyes, but I kind of like it for the purpose of just going underneath and brightening. And I will just blend this out. I'm gonna go ahead and set underneath my eyes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to blend all that concealer in one more time. And I've really been loving the Laura Mercier translucent powder in the shade Honey. It's really good. It makes me kind of want to try other honey, banana-y powders. So I'll take a little bit on my sponge like that, tap it on the back of my hand, which kind of pushes the product into the beauty blender, and then it like disperses it minimally onto the skin. It's set, but it's not super, super heavy, which is what I'm all about. And I like going in with this because I actually have been layering powders, which is so shocking. Like, who would have ever thought me using powders? But I'll go in with another powder later and show you guys what I do in the end as like my little top coat. But I'm just gonna sit and blend this. And yeah, so the fact that my debt is now paid off feels really good. Now it's just up to the credit bureaus to see whether or not they bring my credit score up even more than it was. I'm just like really proud. I haven't been, and I know that sounds like really stupid because it's like, okay, you paid off your debt. Like, I don't know, to me it was just like, I haven't been proud of myself in something like that other than pushing out my kid from my vagina. Just remember, if you are somebody who is thinking about opening and starting their like credit and building their credit, or if you're trying to rebuild, you want to pay it off, but it's just like one of those things that it's like, oh, it's just, I don't want to deal with it, right? Like, that's kind of what we think, but at the end of the day, like, it is so important to always do something for your future self. I don't want you guys to think I'm irresponsible, but it's just like, I'm paying for the like stupidity of myself from when I was younger. I'm not like a credit expert by any means, but I've definitely learned the hard way. I'm gonna go in with tried and true. I have not pulled this baby out in so long. It's the Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze color in Beach Babe. This was like my go-to last year. I absolutely loved it. But I'm just going to apply it right here. I've been trying to just apply blush to the outer portions of my cheeks because that's like what all the cool kids are doing right now, and I'm trying to be cool. I'm gonna take my blush brush and blend this out. You can use your fingers too, but I get really weird about my fingers and makeup. Other thing I wanted to talk about was my 2021 goal for this channel. So I'm really trying to be better about uploading and stuff like that, but if you are a YouTuber, you know that getting these videos up is not easy, especially like for me as a mom. I've got so much going on, and like we all do, but at the end of the day, I try to prioritize everything with my kid, of course. Obviously have to focus on my job as well, and try to, there's no balancing. There's just not. I've come to terms that there is no balancing. It just, you do your best, and that's that. My kid comes first, and if that means like something happens and I don't have time to go and film a video, then it's not gonna happen that day. I feel like I have to just be more consistent in terms of uploading, maybe not just once a week, but twice a week, if not more, like just trying to get into the routine of shooting, editing, and uploading. Like, I'm very torn with branded content because to me, I started my YouTube channel so long ago, about 10 years ago almost, and people who have started 10 years ago, they're like in the hundreds of thousands of subscribers and stuff. And I try not to like compare myself to some of the people that I started YouTube with, but it does get kind of hard and difficult when I really think about and try not to compare myself, but I'm only human and I compare myself all the time. And I get comments all the time from people being like, you would think like this girl at least has 100K. And as much as I love those compliments, like I understand, like thank you so much, it also makes me feel bad because I'm like, I know, and like I feel like I haven't gone anywhere, but at the end of the day, like I started this channel doing it because I enjoyed sharing things. Like at the time, there weren't really sponsorships at all. You had to be a really successful YouTuber back in the day, which was like, you had to just have like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and you were considered like a very successful YouTuber at the time. Now you have to be like in the millions. It's all different now. I didn't do it as like a way to make money, and I feel like that's what everyone has kind of started to do now, because everyone realizes like you can be your own boss. To me, I've always just kind of had a hard time with branded content, and at the same time, this is my job and I absolutely love it, because I am very passionate about what I do. Really don't like doing sponsored content back to back at all on YouTube, especially on YouTube. I don't know why, it makes me feel bad, but I also know that you guys understand that in order to continue doing this, I have to put out branded content. I just have to. So I'm trying to get better about it. Hopefully we can get to 100,000 this year. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I want to try. So I just have to try to be more consistent. If you could do me a favor right now, just take a second and go down into the comments and please let me know what you guys would love to see on my channel. I'm gonna write it all down and try to bang those videos out for you guys. I do get kind of hard on myself at the fact that I'm not where I wanna be yet, but it's not about where you wanna be, it's how you get there. And then I'm gonna go in with this palette. I've really been liking this. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Mini. And I used to use like their big palettes, but this one is just really perfect and I love the shade of it. It's so pretty and it's very like summery to me. I love using my Hourglass products during the summer because they have this really pretty like glow to it. Also, my Hourglass brush broke, so I take the bronzer side and then I start with the top of my forehead. Okay, so there's that. Being in the modeling world, I'm sure you guys have heard like that it can be pretty brutal, and just like the entertainment industry just is like, whether if you're an actor, a musician, a model. Hello. Look at you, so pretty. You don't even need makeup, beautiful girl. Love you. Love you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I just take this sponge. So I got this from Morphe, and it's usually not this big, but if you make it damp, it'll get this big. I take that powder again and tap a little bit off as well, and watch how well it just like cuts like that. So this just kind of ensures like a cleaner contour. And you also want to make sure that they're like the same height. But I've seen people do it, but this sort of helps kind of create an even more precise nose contour by just stamping it right there. And see how it just like snatches it in like that. And it also just sort of like brightens inside. So I'll do that. And then I can even do it with this too. So just like, why is the aircon on? But yeah, you can just do that with your eyes too. So you can just, and it's very easy. It's like a stencil almost, and it just is really good at just like pulling everything up. I will take my brush here and I will dust it off really lightly. We'll take this palette again, but I'm gonna go in with these two highlights and I'm just gonna kind of mix them together. So for my winged eyeliner situation, I'm just gonna take this Mario palette. You can take any black or brown eyeshadow. You can use an eyeliner if you want. I kind of just like switch around. But you know, eyeshadow is always a really great bet because it's a little easier to fix if you mess up. I don't really like to go to the middle, like past the middle of my eye with this. And I will create that little wing. Okay, I'm gonna take this pencil real quick with it's a Charlotte Tilbury Duo pencil. And I will just tight line with this. It feels so weird, but it makes a big difference. Okay, so what I'm gonna do lastly is I'm also using this by Terry. This one is one of my favorites. It kind of looks like a bronze, but it has a little bit of like a rosiness. I'm just gonna use this color right here, and to me, I find this color to be like very like burnt. Do you see what I'm seeing right here? It's like kind of bronzy, but it's also got a hue to it. It's not totally like a bronze tan color. I don't know, it's just really pretty, and I feel like it just adds a little bit to such a pretty look. I basically just now I'm gonna set my makeup. I'm going to use the Airbrush Flawless setting spray. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm gonna just start tapping the spray into the makeup. Realize that applying a little bit of this powder underneath my eyes really just sort of makes them pop, and for some reason on top of the setting spray I feel like it gives an even better finish. So this is what I do. I just kind of take it and sort of stamp it that way. It really is a flawless powder. It just makes everything look so airbrushed underneath. Next up I'm gonna use Eau Coco, which you guys know I use this color all the time. Okay, and then my favorite gloss that I have been loving is, that's right. This is the Tower 28 lip gloss, and I've been really liking their products. I wanna try more of their stuff because the stuff is so good. And it's super lightweight, and I love the color. It's in the shade Almond, and especially for pictures, it creates such a beautiful, like, plump, large, glossy look. That is it for my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I am so happy I got to sit down and film with you guys and just chat and show you guys the products I've really been liking lately for my makeup that I've been doing. So if you guys have any questions or anything, always leave them in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We are trying to get to 100K this year, and hopefully we can get it, but you guys all need to subscribe if you're watching. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!